Okay. Hey everybody. This is a video. It's kind of a fun video. It's not really science or robots. On the other hand, if you have a cat that lives inside and you have cat litter that you have to change, this is a nice video. If you like what you're seeing, I think this is a great way to manage the cat litter that reduces the amount of work and trouble that you have to put up with. I didn't make a video. I find it a little hard to simultaneously watch the video and talk at the same time. So I'll play a little bit of the video and then I'll stop it and we'll talk some more. You can see here what I'm showing is it's just simply a box from the hardware store, Lowe's. They're like $3, 24 by 18 by 18. I taped it shut. I use it as a little table. It's lightweight and easy to move around, and I can put the cat litter box on it, and then I'm not working on my knees on the floor. It's just convenient, that's all. The first thing that happened, we'll bring out the cat litter box. That explosion was the door opening. Okay, so here's the cat litter box. I just brought it from inside the house to out in the garage here where we've got that box set up. I changed the cat litter outside in the garage. And you can see here's the cat litter box. Here is the cat litter. It's cat litter that's been used. Let's see what else we see. Now the first thing I'm going to do, I lined it all up, and I'm going to grab this cat litter box and lift it up. And I know you're going to say, well, how are you lifting up a cat litter box in a cat litter box? But this is a cat litter box. You're going to see how this all works in a minute. So there it is. I lifted it up. You'll notice that the bottom of this cat litter box is gone. And the reason why the bottom of this cat litter box is gone is because I took a pair of scissors and I cut the bottom off of this cat litter box. And I'm just showing it to you. You will notice that this material is very hard and has a shiny, polished surface. It's injection molded plastic. It's not rough at all, and it's slippery almost. You'll see why this is of interest, because cats don't necessarily like putting their paws or their claws into something like this because it's so slippery and strong and hard, they can't really get a purchase on it. And I'm just showing it to you here, and I went and put it down on the floor. And now what we're looking at is another cat litter box. So there's a cat litter box, there's a cat litter box. This cat litter box has a bottom on it, and inside of this cat litter box is a plastic bag. Inside of the plastic bag is this is actually a medical care item. It's the same type of construction as diapers, where it has a plastic waterproof outside area and some absorbent material on the inside. But we have another cat litter box. And we'll see what we're going to do next. All right, so now we're at the place here where we have the cat litter box. This cat litter box was inside this cat litter box. This cat litter box is now off of it, and we have this cat litter box, and we have this plastic bag and all this stuff. Let's play some more of the video. You can see here that I reached in and grabbed this blue absorbent material. You'll notice that this part of this material and all of this plastic has not been contacted or bothered or troubled in any way by the cat litter or the activities of the cat. So I haven't touched anything that's unpleasant. This is sort of, again, like a diaper type material where one side of it is waterproof plastic, the other side has an absorbent overlayer, and under the overlayer is an absorbent tissue type material inside of it. And here I'm just showing that's the part of the cat litter that has been bothered by the cats. I'm not touching any of that. You can see that I took my hand here and I'm taking that plastic bag and lifting up the part of the plastic bag that's the edge of it, and I'm converting it. I'm taking that plastic bag and converting it so that all the extra air that's in the plastic bag is not in there anymore. You'll notice if you look again how shiny and smooth and pretty and clean this cat litter box is. This is a cat litter box that was used by the cats, and there's nothing inside of here. And I'm just getting this plastic bag ready for the next step. It is as I showed you by lifting it up, it's a strong and dense and thick plastic bag. It's actually a bag for outdoor activities like leaves or grass clippings. It's pretty strong, and it doesn't have any holes in it, and I just lifted it up to show you that. So I spun it around on itself and made it in the unused part of it like a rope, and then I tied a half knot. And once again, I lifted it up and I put my hand on it. It doesn't have any holes in it. And this part of it is completely and totally clean. It's got dirty cat litter inside of it, but it doesn't have anything unpleasant on the outside of it. And I'm going to pick this bag up and I'm going to walk over to the large plastic trash can for local community trash pickup. It's the trash can that you put out on the side of the road. It's a large green 50 or 60 gallon trash can. You take that bag of cat litter there, you drop it into your community trash can that you keep at your house, and every 7 days, the trash truck comes by, picks that thing up and dumps it, and all of those bags of cat litter are gone. Bang! That bang noise was me opening the lid of the community trash can, or my household trash can, opened it up, dropped that cat litter bag in there, and let the door come back shut. And here I'm demonstrating to you just how clean and untouched by dirty cat litter, untouched by anything. It's just shiny, smooth plastic. It was a used cat litter, it was a cat litter box that had used cat litter in it. And the used cat litter had stuff in it that was unpleasant, but none of that got onto this. This is nice and shiny and clean. And I'm trying to demo that to you. All right, so we're getting ready to start the next step. All right, and now we're moving on to the next step in putting together how this cat litter system works. Here is, I'm showing you one of these plastic bags. This is a brand new fresh one that I just lifted out of the box that contains the bags. Again, these bags are outdoor lawn, yard work type trash bags, and I'm just showing you the bag. It's all sealed up and has all the air out of it because I just took it out of the box. Now, one thing I want you to notice is that if you took a ruler and went around this cat litter box, you could measure the whole circumference of this cat litter box all the way around it. And this bag has to be big enough that you can put this bag around this cat litter box. And surprisingly, that can be a big dimension. That's why this bag is so big. It's really more bag than you really need. It just has to be that big so you can get this plastic bag all the way around the circumference of the whole cat litter box. All right, I thought maybe I would show you this where I'm not talking because everything goes so much slower when I'm talking. All my friends tell me that. So I've got a cat litter box here. This is not used cat litter. I just made one up so you can see. This is unused. It's never been touched. And we're going to see how long it takes just to get this cat litter changed out. And so here we go. So I've lifted off the first cat litter box and put it on the floor. Now I've folded over the absorbent material. I've taken the plastic bag and I've gathered it up to get all the extra air out of it. I made it into a rope, tied it in a half knot, lifted up the bag full of cat litter, walked it over to the big trash can. Bang, there's the door of the trash can closing. And that took 46 seconds. Again, I want you to see how nice and clean the inside of this is. And this is the same one we used before. This one had clean cat litter in it for this demo, but I've been using this for a year, and it's nice and clean and pretty. So now we're going to go ahead and start putting together how you get this cat litter box to work like this. And I'm going to demo for you where I get these black plastic bags from. And you can see Berkeley Jensen. There's a store that sells, it's like Sam's Club, Berkeley Jensen. These are their 45-gallon outdoor bags. 100 bags in a box. The box costs $24, so it's 24 cents per bag. The bags are 45 gallons, 3 feet 1 3/4 inches by 3 feet 6 3/4 inches by 1 mil thick. And I'm showing you that 3 feet 1 3/4 inches by 3 feet 6 3/4 inches by 1 mil. And remember, so the 3 feet 1 3/4 is the width, so the circumference is 2 feet 3 inches. That's how far it is all the way around the bag. $100 bags, outdoor bags, 45-gallon outdoor bags. So I'm going to lift out one of those bags. Now you can see the bag has to fit all the way around the entirety of this dimension. That's the circumference of the cat litter box. So the circumference of the bag has to be equal to or greater than the circumference of the cat litter box. That's why these bags are so big. They're much taller than they need to be, but they need to have that circumference. And I'm simply fluffing it out and filling it up with air. Here's a demonstration of the circumference. That's all the way from one side of the bag to the other side of the bag. And we're filling the bag up with air. We're taking the bag and putting it into the cat litter box. Notice all of this is clean and fresh. It's never been touched by anything. You can put your hands on it. It doesn't mean anything. It's clean and fresh. You don't need to wear gloves. You don't need to worry about it. And I'm pushing pushing the black plastic bag down into the cat litter box and getting that all ready for the next step. Okay, well, here we go again. I backed up the video a little bit because I made a mistake. The width of the bag is 3 feet 2 inches, basically. So the circumference of the bag is going to be 6 feet 4 inches. That's the actual circumference of the bag. So we'll go back to that distance is around the bag is 6 feet 4 inches. Fluff the bag all up, and we stuff the bag down into the cat litter box. The bag is taller than it needs to be, but oh well. And we just pushed it all down into the bottom of the cat litter box, the extra part of the bag. And we're getting ready to get the next part of how we build this cat litter. The next thing we're going to show you is this absorbent material. We're going to put all this cat litter together, and then we'll do a little discussion of why it's all put together in this way. But first, let's just see what is in there. And these are a certain product made by McKesson because I can obtain them. And this is what I'm going to show you here. It's the McKesson Classic Plus underpants. It is the light version, 23 by 36 inches. Classic underpants light version. And I think the manufacturer's number is UPLT2336. Underpants light 23 by 36, UPLT 2336. And there's 10 of those in this white plastic bag. Okay, and I pulled this up on Amazon. It's McKesson UPLT 2336 brand, McKesson light brand absorbent capacity, light absorbency core material. The ASIN is B007T8XA1C. The weird thing about it is there's all sorts of ways to get these. The one that I get is Amazon sells a box that has 15 of these bags in there. So there's 150 total individual ones in there. And that box costs $25. So that's like 18 cents per individual one. Okay? And you can get whatever you want. I just like them because they're the right size and they have the plastic on one side that does not transmit water, and the other side has some absorbency to it. And I guess the other thing I should tell you is that the 23 by 36 has to be a size that's enough of a size for the cat litter box that you're using. So remember that. You may want to get a bigger size if your cat litter box is bigger. And here I am showing them. That's one of the bags with 10 of them in there. I've already used some. UPLT2336 from Amazon. You get a case that has 15 of those bags in it, and there's 10 of them in each bag. So I've lifted out one of these blue pads, and I'm getting ready to show it to you. So we're going to unfold it, and you can see that as it unfolds, one side of this pad is plastic, watertight, does not transmit fluid. It's like a diaper. The other side has this absorbent overlayer, and under the absorbent overlayer is fluff or tissue that absorbs fluids. And the step that I just did here is pretty important, so I want to back it up and let you watch it again. This begins to be one of the secrets of how this all works. So here we have the cat litter box with the black plastic bag, and the black plastic bag is 1 mil thick. It's a heavy bag material. A cat got his claw on that. It's not going to do much to it. And then I took this blue pad, and stretched it out nice and flat and stretched out and laid it right on top of that cat litter box, which is underneath it. And it's stretched out and tight. And I laid it down. So it's just laying there under its own weight. Right beneath this is the cat litter box. Now, here we go. You'll notice at this point I'm picking up the cat litter box that I had, where I took a pair of scissors and cut the bottom out of that cat litter box. This cat litter, it's not the same color. This one's gray. The other cat litter box is blue-purple, but they're the exact same model. Very important, because these are made by injection molding techniques, and this gray one is the same shape and size as this blue-purple one to within 1/1000th of an inch, which means that this fits cleanly and directly right inside of the other one. That's the whole secret here. It's actually 2 separate cat litter boxes. It's the exact same box. One of them had the bottom of it cut out, and the other one did not. And so when I lift that up and I put it down here, see how it sits right on top of that pad? And this cat litter box is now going to push that down there, and this cat litter box fits tightly right inside the other cat litter box. And there it is. You can see how tight it is. And you might be saying, well, how did he do that? And the answer is, I didn't do that. The way I did this is I bought 2 of these cat litter boxes, the exact same box. One's a different color than the other, but it's the same box. And the reason why one fits perfectly inside the other one is because the company made them. And they make them with injection molding techniques, and they fit inside of each other. Now, in a piece of strangeness, I have to work with this bag that sticks out, and that's the next thing we'll go to. Okay, now we're back again at this step where I pushed the one cat litter box into the other cat litter box. Now, this is where some of the science of this cat litter arrangement comes from with respect to cats and cat litter. First of all, if the cats are put into this box when they're little or shown to use it, it's not going to bother them at all to walk up to the cat litter box, jump over this wall, and land down here in the cat litter. That they can learn that. It's not a big deal. And you can see that this wall right here is lowered down a little bit. But once the cat is inside this cat litter box, he sees the cat litter, or she sees the cat litter. They work with the cat litter. They put their little claws in it. They mess around with it. They might hook some of this cloth material or this tissue, non-woven synthetic cloth material of this blue plastic pad. They may get a little of that hooked in their claws. But what's interesting is this area around here on the outside, when they take their claws and touch this, it's very strong and very, very smooth, and it's no irregularities in it, so they can't hook it with their claws. I don't think it feels right to cats. Been my experience that they just leave it alone. And the reason why we're doing this is because we want that black plastic bag in there to be a black plastic bag that they didn't mess with. Because if you just had a black plastic bag here, they get in there and they mess around with the cat litter, and then they get over here and they start messing around with the black plastic bag, and they pull on it and tug it and unwind it and put holes in it and get it all over everything. And that makes a mess. But they can't do anything to that black plastic bag. Not only can they not do anything to it around the sides, but on the bottom, in order for them to get to that black plastic bag, first they have to dig through all the cat litter, which they don't usually do. Then they have to dig through all of this white absorbent material. Then they have to dig through that blue plastic at the bottom of the absorbent material. And that's just a lot of different layers, and it's been my experience with cats that it doesn't interest them. They're not going to do it. And so there's the secret trick of what is going on here. So let's see what happens next. It turns out that my cat, the girl cat, grabs this loose plastic out here and eats it. I have no idea why the cat does that. But it makes her sick, so we can't have that. So I have to take my hands around here and tuck all this plastic in. But again, this is completely and totally clean. There's no part of any of this that has used cat litter in it. So it's just a step that I have to do. You can do it if you want to. I'm not sure it's required. Depends upon your cat. But here I am. I've lifted my hands and I'm just tucking that black plastic in all the way around so that she will not grab a hold of it and start eating it. This seems tedious, but I have not been, this is probably 20 seconds maybe. It's not very much work at all, really. And so now we have this cat litter box with this absorbent material, and under the absorbent material is the black plastic bag. And so we're going to move this out of the way to show you the next step. I discovered at Lowe's, you can buy this giant plastic trash can. It has a cover. You can actually, as a separate item, you can buy a set of wheels that connect onto the bottom of it. And the main advantage of this is you can buy a 50-pound bag of cat litter, cheap cat litter, and dump it in this trash can. And that way you don't have to go buy cat litter every day. You can buy 50 pounds of it. So I'm rolling this in as a demo for you. And there it is. So we'll go on to the next step after that. All right. And again, welcome back. So where are we here? We've rolled in this huge trash can. I don't usually roll it in like that, but I rolled it in here so I can get it up under where the camera is so you can see it. Inside of this large trash can full of cat litter is the scoop. And the scoop that I made is created out of a 1-gallon gasoline can. I think the gasoline companies put some technology into trying to make a little gasoline can that's nice and feels good and works well in your hand, and it's comfortable and it's not a big deal. It's just a nice scoop of a very strong plastic that feels comfortable in your hand. And all I did was took my saw and I cut off the end of this gasoline can where the spout and everything is. Now, this was brand new from the store. It's never had gasoline in it. I just think it's a nice scoop. And if you fill it up about here, you've got 4 or 5 pounds of cat litter in it, and or maybe 3 pounds. But there it is. And it shows here 1 gallon and 4 ounces gasoline. And all I did was just cut off the parts of it related to storing and dispensing gasoline. It's just a nice stiff type of plastic, and the handle feels comfortable. Because you kind of have to dig down into that cat litter to get that thing to fill up, which this little thing lets you do. So down we go. And that's like maybe 4 pounds, maybe 5 pounds of cat litter, which I scooped up with that thing. Now, you're going to see that I'm rolling this big trash can out of the way. Normally, the trash can just sits over in one corner of the garage. I walk over there, get some cat litter in that red scoop, and walk back. So this is not quite what I do normally, but I wanted to bring this arrangement up under the camera so you can see it and just how convenient and nice it is, because you can buy a lot of cat litter and you don't have to keep buying cat litter every day. So I'm going to get that rolled out of the way. We have this cat litter box that we prepared. Now I'm going to go get that scoop full of cat litter. Now, you'll notice when I'm pouring it in there that I'm pouring it kind of slowly, because this is really tight enough that it's almost airtight. And if you just take this, flip it upside down and dump it all in there, it pushes all this out in a big foop type of thing, and it messes it all up, and then it doesn't work right. So you don't want to have this distorted. You want it to look like this to the cats. So just give that a little bit of some slowness as you pour it in. And there it goes. And that's your 4 or 5 pounds of cheap El Cheapo cat litter, the dark gray stuff. Now, there is some technology of cat litter where they make better cat litter that absorbs better and it controls odors better, but it costs more money. And what I do is 3 or 4 pounds of the El Cheapo cat litter, and then I'm going to put on top of this a little bit of the really nice cat litter for odor control. And you'll see how I'm going to do that in just a second here. This is the Purina Tidy Cats La-Di-Da cat litter, 4-in-1 strength. It's nice. It's expensive. I think that's 35 pounds. That's this box of it here. I went to Lowe's. This is an aluminum can that's made for storing bacon grease. But again, it has a nice handle. All the edges are rounded, and it happens to fit right inside of this box. So that's why I'm using that. It's aluminum. It's just, you can use anything you want that works for you. Again, all this time that's taken to do all these steps, none of that happens in the real situation. All of these steps that I'm showing you slow everything down because I'm trying to be sure I show you everything that's involved. When this box stays over there next to that trash can, walk over there and get the trash can, put in some of the cheap litter, walk over there to this little box, put in some of the money. It all goes much, much faster. I'm just going slow so you understand what happened. And we'll go to the next step after that. All right, and welcome back. Now, I didn't say this quite right. The red plastic scoop is a gasoline can that I got at Lowe's, the hardware store. But this I got at Walmart. This is from the kitchen utensil area of Walmart. This is a aluminum. It's made of aluminum. It had some other stuff inside of it, which I threw away. It's actually made to hold bacon grease. But it's just a nice scoop. And it's got a nice handle that you can grab and manipulate this with enough strength to get it to scoop up this material. And it doesn't bother your hands. And it happens to fit inside of this box. But this was from Walmart. And again, just a lot of wasted time here because I'm trying to demo all of this to you. I got a little nervous that maybe you didn't quite see what I wanted to show you here. So I lifted this up. This little box from Lowe's is not a bad table. It's lightweight and inexpensive. It's probably not really made to hold 40 pounds, but I put 40 pounds on it and it was happy with it. And I just wanted to show you again this, whatever you're going to use for a scoop has to have enough strength and rigidity to it to scoop up this cat litter inside of this box with your hands on it, where your hands don't get banged around and nicks and cuts and things. It's just a very pleasant, it's a bacon holding for grease. I'm not enough of a cook to understand what the point of it was, but it sure is a nice little scoop for this purpose. And you can see that I took this, I scooped up some of this high class, very expensive cat litter in this aluminum scoop. I actually put some back because I just want enough to have the effect that I want. There it is. See, I got a little more. You can just get it just the way you want it. And once again, we're going into all of these steps that chew up a bunch of time. None of these steps that chew up all this time occur in the real deal. But they're happening in this movie because I'm trying to be sure that you see everything. So now we see the cat litter box. Nice, pretty, shiny, and clean surroundings. Nice, pretty, shiny, smoothed out, flat, white, non-woven synthetic cloth material with a nice little pile of cat litter right in the middle of it, inviting to the cats. And we go over there and take this la-di-da expensive. It works well. I'm not complaining about it. I think it's nice. It's just expensive. And I'm using just enough of it to have the effect I want, but keeping prices down, I think. So what I did, you can see, is I poured a layer of that nice, expensive cat litter on top of a lot of the other cat litter. And at this point, ta-da! We have a cat litter box with the cat litter ready for the cats. This goes back in the house, and the cats can use it as their cat litter box. And once again, everybody, welcome back. We're back outside in the garage. I wanted to make a little video that makes some more detail about how to create the cat litter boxes. So I brought some parts out to the garage, and I brought some boxes out. These are some cat litter boxes that I made many years ago. They're now too small for my cats. So this is a box made by Rubbermaid. You can see Rubbermaid stamped on the bottom of the box. It actually has stamped on it also rubbermaidpets.com, but all as one word, rubbermaidpets.com. But I can't find that anywhere. I can't find this box anywhere. I don't really think that they're making this box anymore. But you'll notice it's a box. It's got high walls. It goes around. It has one area here that's a dipped out place, and this is the place where the cats get in and out of the box. You can see by my hand about what the size of it is. There's plenty of boxes like this. I just don't know if this made by Rubbermaid is out there anymore. And I just wanted you to see the box. Now you'll notice that these are two of these boxes. This is what's so important when you go to the pet store or Walmart or wherever you go to get a box to make this project. You have to purchase two of them because they need to fit right inside of each other. So the same model, the same company, the same box, the very same one, two of them that fit right inside of each other. And I'm showing that. Notice how tightly they fit together and that the clearances are pretty tight. I'm trying to show, it says Rubbermaid Pets. www.rubbermaidpets.com, but I couldn't find that anymore. I don't think it exists anymore. It doesn't matter. There's plenty of these around. You pick the one that you want based on your budget and the size of your cats and, you know, your level of what your opinion is of the box that you're getting ready to purchase. And finally, I'm showing one final time that this one fits directly and tightly into this one because these are two boxes of the same run, the same type, the same designation. Tight fit. Very important. So the next thing I'm going to look at is to show you where what you want to do is remove the bottom of one of the boxes. So you start here, just a little ways up, when you get outside of where this curve is. So right in there, and you start cutting, and you cut all the way around this box to generate a cut. So you can separate this from that. And I'm showing that you cut along here, right near to this edge, all the way around the whole box. And when you cut it like that, you wind up removing a little tray off of the bottom of the box, which you can use for something, or you can just throw it away. So you want to cut right around in here. And how do you want to make that cut? First of all, you need to start it most likely with a hole. So you take your drill and you put a hole right here where you're going to start your cut. And the size of the drill hole needs to be a drill hole of a size big enough for the scissors that you're going to be using. Now you will notice that these are industrial type scissors for cutting metal, like tin snips. These boxes are well made. Rubbermaid does not want their name associated with someone picking up their litter box and it fell apart and dumped used cat litter on the floor inside their house. Nobody wants that. So these are made well. They're strong, they're tough. You can pick them up, put them down, pick them up, put them. They're thick, they're heavy plastic. You're not going to cut these with just a pair of scissors. You need a pair of scissors made for basically really for cutting metal. That's what these are, metal cutting scissors. And you want the diameter of your drill to be big enough that you can get your scissors in there. And that's what I'm trying to show here. And you just have to pick a big enough drill to do it. You may have to drill, a starter hole and then a bigger hole and then a bigger hole, but you need to be able to get your scissors into that hole. Now, this is another type of very heavy scissors. You'll notice that this drill is not big enough to do that. It's not going to work. So we'll see what we're going to do to try to get this to work. This is a much bigger hole creating device. It creates a hole big enough for you to get the blade of this scissor into the hole that you created in this box. Again, here's a variety of different types of metal cutting scissors that you can work with. It just depends upon what you're familiar with and how it works for you. I would suggest, this is a big project. Get a pair of gloves because you're going to get blisters on your hands from the work of trying to create this box or create this cut in this box. There is a discussion point when someone would say, well, why don't you just make it with a skill saw, a jigsaw? Just cut around. The jigsaw is going to cut up and down with a blade that's going to make a jagged edge. And the jagged edge of that blade, or the jagged edge of the plastic that blade creates, that jagged edge is going to get all caught up in your black plastic bag and mess it up and hook it. So you would have to cut this with the jigsaw and then go back around here with a file and file all this nice and smooth. It's my suggestion. You're going to do faster and better work. Just cut it with a pair of scissors. Take your time and just get over the fact. Now I'm showing you that this is heavy duty plastic. It's thick and strong and heavy duty. It's a job to cut it. It's going to take an hour, hour and a half to cut it because your hands are going to get tired. You're going to have to take a break. Once you cut it, you can see here, this is that cat litter box where the bottom of that cat litter box has been cut out of it. That's what it is. And you can see that this box is not as tall. This box is not as tall anymore as that box. That's your distance. When you put it in there, there's that edge down there. That's the distance that shows of your white paper, your absorbent material. You don't want much showing here because you want the cats not to get their claws into your black plastic bag. And you see that it fits right together. Now I did cut this back when I was learning. I cutted one that was too short. And if you see, when you put that in there, you have a significant distance of space between the edge of this box and the edge of the other box. And all that space has to be filled up with your absorbent material. And it tends to bunch up, and the cats get a little curious about it, and they start picking at it and pulling on it and just generally messing with it. And it doesn't work as well. This was just a mistake. So don't cut up this fur. You want to cut right there at the edge if you can. And I'm just showing you this one that was cut a little too high. This is too short. This is just right. Okay, now I wanted to show you about getting the size of your box to be appropriate for your cat. And those of you who have cats will know where this story goes. I asked my cat if she would agree to be the model. I explained to her that it was going on YouTube and she would be seen around the world and could be a model cat in a movie. And she, of course, told me to take a hike because that's how cats are. So I do have a model, but it's the best you can do. Getting cats to do something for you is always an interesting question. So there's the model. Hi. Model just wanted to know what the heck's going on here. And you can see when you're looking at your cat litter box with your model, with your cat, or your cat as your drawing or your decision point, they need to have enough room to move around in here, because if they don't, they get the cat litter all off into the edge. They get off into edge. They start exploring these edges and digging at them and generally making it not work right. So this is, as you can see, there's not a lot of room front to back here. And particularly when this model turns sideways, this is a big problem because they want to get it just the way they want it, and when it doesn't have enough room for them, trouble starts. So we did want to tell the model, thank you so much for helping us. You are a great model. We appreciate your sacrifice. All right, and thanks again, everyone. All right, and again, welcome back, everybody. I thought I would do at the end here one where I'm not talking or showing you anything, just to let you see how quick this goes. So you bring the cat litter box outside, you put the cat litter in the trash can, then you rebuild the cat litter. And so the amount of time that you spend with the cat litter that's used and unpleasant and nasty is about 30 seconds. And you never have to do anything where you are handling stuff that has dirty cat litter that has been on it or in it or any of that kind of stuff. It's all nice and clean. It's really pleasant. And so what you're doing is, after you've put up all that dirty cat litter, then you have to spend some time to rebuild this system for the next time. So you put all this time in there building this cat litter setup, so that when it comes time for you to change the cat litter, all this time that you spent building this cat litter setup allows you to take the dirty cat litter and get it dispensed with out of the way, and you're not messing with it in a very short amount of time. So you're making a sacrifice of time using clean and nice materials so that you don't have to mess around, handle, dig in, work with dirty material. And I did do this with, I have two cats. I have two cat litter boxes. Most suggestions from people are that you probably should have a cat litter box for each cat. And occasionally they won't use one of them, and I just see that as a gift. But usually they'll use both. And so this other cat litter box I brought in here is a little bit smaller. It's the one that the girl cat uses. But it's very important to understand when you're looking at it, it is once again the reason why it works is because the cat litter box that has the bottom of itself cut out is the exact same cat litter box as the cat litter box that doesn't, because they have to fit inside of each other. That's the whole secret. And you'll hear me open the door and bring the cat litter box outside and put it down on my little cardboard table here. Total time for doing all this, 2 minutes and 40 seconds. It's not bad. And although it's a crisis for me, I'm going to sit here and try to not talk. Mainly because I love to talk.